You are a secret, a ghost living in the dark spaces of this vessel. The service shafts and maintenance ducts are your domain. They are the arteries and veins of your only home. You have lived here for so long. The hum of the life support system is your lullaby. The cold metal against your back is your only comfort. You are a human stowaway, perhaps the last one. This ship is an alien masterpiece of engineering, a seamless world of polished metal and silent light. Its official designation is a series of clicking noises you cannot replicate. So you call her Old Iron. You know her every secret. You know the groan of a specific floor plate under stress. You feel the shudder when the great engines engage. You are a part of her, a cell living within her skin. Your days follow a simple rhythm. You scavenge for what you need. A stray nutrient pack from a waste chute. Condensed water from a coolant line. You are a whisper in this perfect machine. You are a glitch the alien crew has yet to purge. They have left traps before, little sonic emitters and sticky pads in the vents. You have learned to spot them. You have learned to be smarter. You give back what you take in your own way. You tighten a loose conduit the maintenance drones miss. You patch a fraying wire with scavenged tape. You are the ship's secret caretaker, a little bit of human chaos in a world of rigid order. This strange symbiosis keeps you alive. It gives you a purpose beyond simple survival. You are not just hiding. You are helping. This hull is your world, and you will do anything to protect it. You press your ear against the cold wall. The chimes of the crew echo faintly from the corridor beyond. Their language is like crystalline bells, precise and without warmth. They are the Kalan, and to them you are nothing but vermin, a biological anomaly to be studied or sterilized. You have seen their records on a forgotten data slate. Unscheduled mammalian presence. That's you. The Kalan are beings of perfect logic, tall and impossibly thin. Their bodies are a swirl of captured light within a hard, glassy shell. They move with an unnerving grace. Every action is efficient. Every decision is based on cold data. There is no room in their world for you. You are messy. You are emotional. You are everything they have engineered themselves to be without. You once watched two of them discuss a faulty cleaning drone. Its operational efficiency had dropped by a fraction of a percent. They did not try to fix it. Repair was illogical. The time spent would exceed the cost of a new unit. They simply opened an airlock and jettisoned it into the void. You felt a pang of sadness for the little machine. You had nicknamed it Walter. Their world is a beautiful, sterile cage. They navigate it with flawless precision. Yet they cannot see the small imperfections you do. The tiny signs of decay that logic cannot predict. A subtle wear on a gear. A faint scent of ozone near a power junction. They see only the numbers. They do not feel the ship breathe. You pity them sometimes. They have a magnificent home, but they do not seem to love it, not like you do. Then it begins, not as a sound you can hear with your ears, but as a feeling deep in your bones. It is a tremor in the fabric of the ship, a wrongness that prickles the hairs on your arms. You are in a junction box trying to siphon a little power. The lights do not flicker. The systems do not register a fault. But Old Iron shivers. You scramble to a ventilation grate overlooking a science deck. The Kalan are gathered around a holographic display. Their light patterns, their equivalent of facial expressions, are sharp, confused. A signal has arrived from the void. It is a whisper that defies all their star science. It is not energy. It is not radiation. It has no discernible origin point. The ship's master computer, a mind of pure logic, is silent. It cannot process the new data. The signal is a question it does not know how to ask. The Kalon move with frantic, clipped motions. Their usual grace is gone, replaced by stiff uncertainty. They run scan after scan. Each one comes back with the same impossible result. Nothing. There is nothing there. But you know there is. You can feel it. The signal is not for their sensors. It is for the ship itself. It feels ancient. It feels vast, and it feels hungry. The greatest minds on this vessel are staring at empty screens. They are trying to solve a puzzle with the wrong tools. They are trying to measure a soul with a calculator. And the whisper from the void is getting louder. The ship is humming. It is a deep, resonant sound that vibrates through the metal. A sound that seems to come from everywhere at once. The Kalon registers it as a minor power fluctuation, a ghost in the machine. Their instruments tell them it is insignificant, a side effect of the mysterious signal they cannot identify. They are wrong, so very wrong. You feel the truth of it. This is not a mechanical hum. This is a thrum of fear. Old iron is afraid. The vibration travels up from the floor into your feet. It is a language you understand better than their crystal chimes. It is the language of a body in distress. The language of a home under attack. You have spent your life listening to this ship, and she is now screaming in silent terror. You move through the access tunnels. Your hands trail along the walls. You can feel the change. A conduit in the starboard corridor feels cold, too cold. Life support in the lower decks feels sluggish, tired. These are not system failures the Kalon would notice yet. Not until their alarms blare. They are the subtle tells of a living thing in pain. A shiver, a shallow breath. You know what this is. Your ancestors knew it. It is the feeling of being watched by a predator, a primal sense of impending doom. The Kalon have no concept of this. Their evolution did away with such messy instincts. They trust their sensors. They trust their logic. And both are telling them that everything is fine. You press your forehead against the cool metal of the hull. You can feel a heart beating in the iron. And it is beating much too fast. You cannot hide any longer. Your home is in danger. Your life is tied to the fate of this ship. If she dies, you die. The Kalon may see you as an infestation, but you are an infestation that loves this place. You have to warn them. Even if it means capture, even if it means your own destruction, it is a risk you must take. You find your way to a comms panel in a service duct. It runs directly behind the main bridge. You have studied it for years. A small, forgotten access port. You work quickly, your fingers splicing delicate wires. Your tools are crude, scavenged bits of metal and plastic. But your hands are clever. Human hands are good at breaking things and good at fixing them. You reroute a tiny fraction of the audio feed, just enough to speak. Your heart pounds against your ribs. This is it. You take a deep breath, the recycled air tasting stale. You lean close to the pickup you have made. Your voice feels rough, alien. It has been so long since you have spoken aloud to anyone but yourself. The sterile chime of the bridge is interrupted. By you. Captains, you say, your voice a low rasp. You are in danger. There is a sudden, sharp silence from the other side. Then a flurry of confused light patterns. The ship is afraid. A ripple of discordant chimes fills the air. It is the sound of pure, logical disbelief. The voice of Prelate Vorn cuts through. His chimes are cold and sharp as broken glass. Identify yourself. Unauthorized transmission is a high offense. He does not wait for an answer. The signal is a phantom, The vibrations are within acceptable tolerance. Your statement is illogical. They see your warning as primitive fear, the superstition of a lesser creature. Machines do not feel. The prelate chimes, a tone of finality in his voice. Cease this foolishness. The connection is severed. You are left in the silence of the duct. Your warning was dismissed, and in the metal around you, the deep, terrified hum of the ship continues to grow. A strange decay begins to spread through the ship. It is not rust in the way you understand it. It is a creeping, silent corruption, a gray powder that appears on conduits and support beams. It flakes away at the touch. Wherever it appears, the ship's systems begin to fail. It starts small, a flickering light panel in a cargo bay, a temperature drop in a little-used section. The Kalan log the failures. They dispatch their drones. But the problem is not mechanical. The machines report perfect diagnostics. Then they fail completely. The decay is like a sickness in the ship's blood. It consumes the energy flowing through her veins. It leaves behind a cold, dead husk. You watch it spread from the hidden safety of the vents. The failures become more serious. A nutrient dispenser on the crew deck malfunctions. It produces a foul-smelling, gray sludge. A section of the artificial gravity plates shuts down. It sends a team of Kalan drifting into a bulkhead. Panic is not a logical response, but their precise movements become quicker. Their crystalline chimes grow sharper, more urgent. They are facing a problem that data cannot solve. You see the gray dust in your own territory now. It coats a water reclamation pipe you depend on. You touch it. The metal beneath is cold as the void. The pipe is dead. No water flows through it. Fear, a very human fear, settles in your stomach. This is not just a threat to the ship. It is a threat to your world, to your survival. The slow, silent decay is coming for you too. The Kalan are baffled, utterly and completely. The greatest minds of their logical race are stumped. They gather in their sterile conference rooms. They project vast, complex schematics into the air. They run trillions of simulations. Every test comes back negative. Every theory collapses under the weight of an impossible reality. Their perfect machines are dying, and they have no idea why. You watch them from a grate high above their main engineering deck. You see the Elder Ones, the ship's command council. Their internal light shifts and flickers with agitated thought. They cannot accept what is happening. Their worldview has no room for this kind of enemy. An enemy that leaves no trace. An enemy that breaks the rules of their star science. Their logic has become a prison. They look for a weapon, a virus, a saboteur. They scan for energy signatures and microagents. They even consider you the biological anomaly. But the decay is happening in sealed-off systems, places you could never reach. They are so busy looking at their charts and screens. They have forgotten to look at the ship itself. A secondary power conduit overloads right before your eyes. It does not explode. There is no fire. It simply goes dark. The brilliant energy within it vanishes. The metal cools instantly. A fine layer of the gray dust settles upon it like snow. The Kalan nearby register the failure. They mark it on their charts. They do not see the death that has just occurred. They only see a problem to be logged. Their perfect minds are useless here. Your section of the ship is starting to die, but you refuse to let it. The Kalan have abandoned this network of tunnels. Their charts have labeled it a dead zone, a lost cause. To you, it is home, and you will not let your home fall apart. You become a scavenger with a desperate purpose. You work with a fierce, quiet intensity. You pull wiring from dead conduits. You strip panels from failing systems. You gather the ghosts of machines. A discarded circuit board, a half-functional power cell, a length of copper tubing. This junk is your toolbox. It is your salvation. Human hands are not made for perfect logic. They are made for improvisation. They are made to build and to fix. You create a patchwork of life in the growing darkness. You reroute power from a still living system 2 decks above. You use scavenged insulators to protect the connection. You build a new water purifier from old pump components. It is loud. It is inefficient. It leaks a little. But it works. It gives you clean water. It is a small victory against the silent decay. A tiny spark of human ingenuity in the face of an alien unknown. You are covered in grease and sweat. Your knuckles are scraped raw. But a small section of the service tunnels hums with life again. Your life. The lights you have rigged flicker with a warm, unsteady glow. It is nothing like the cold, perfect light of the Kalon. It is a messy, beautiful, human light. And it is proof that you are still here, still fighting, still surviving. Someone is watching you. You feel it before you see it. A presence in the shadows of the maintenance corridor. You freeze, your hand hovering over a live wire you are splicing. Your first thought is capture. Your second is a desperate plan to escape. You slowly turn your head. A single Kalon stands there, silent and still. It is not one of the command crew. It is younger. Its internal light is softer, less intense. The young officer does not move. It does not chime an alarm. It simply watches you work. Its head is tilted in a gesture you cannot interpret. Is it curiosity? Confusion? You see its gaze move from your face to your hands, to the crude but effective repairs you have made. It looks at the flickering lights, the jury-rigged power grid, the humming water purifier. It looks at the island of life you have built from scraps. You expect it to report you, to bring the weight of its logical world down on you. But it does not. It stays for several minutes, an eternity in the silent tension. Then it turns and walks away. No sound, no signal. It just leaves. You are left with your heart pounding in your chest. Why did it not raise the alarm? What did it see in your desperate work? The young officer begins to return. It never speaks. It never gets too close. It just watches from a distance. It sees you wrestle a heavy power converter into place. It sees you spend an hour coaxing a broken air filter back to life. It is seeing something that is not in its data slates, something that cannot be quantified. It is seeing the illogical, stubborn, human will to live. And a seed of doubt has been planted in its perfect, logical mind. The humming in the hull changes. It is no longer a vibration of fear. It is deeper now, slower, like the breathing of a massive creature stirring from a long sleep. The strange, gray decay is not a disease. It is a feeding process. The signal from the void was a summons, a dinner bell ringing across the silent expanse of space. The predator has arrived. You feel the sheer scale of it through the deck plates. It is a living thing of unimaginable size. It has attached itself to the ship. Its tendrils are the source of the decay. It is drinking the ship's energy. It is draining old iron dry. The Kalon sensors finally detect it, not as a life form, but as a massive gravitational distortion. An anomaly that their star science cannot explain. They call it the star whale, a name born of desperation. They see the energy drain. They see the life support failing deck by deck. They finally understand they are not facing a malfunction. They are being consumed. Their perfect vessel is now the prey of a vast and hungry creature from the void. and their logical minds have no weapon against it. You watch their futile efforts. They fire energy beams at the anomaly. The beams are absorbed without a trace. They try to launch a probe. It is crushed by the immense gravitational forces. Every logical solution fails, because they are trying to fight a monster with tools made for machines. They do not understand that they are not in a battle. They are in a belly. The star whale is not attacking. It is simply eating. And you are all on the menu. The bridge of the Kalan's ship is a place of quiet, ordered despair. The elder ones are gathered. Their light is dim. Their perfect logic has failed them. The ship is dying. They are out of options, out of time. They have accepted their fate with a cold, rational finality. Survival is no longer a logical probability. That is when your voice returns, not as a whisper from a hidden panel, but broadcast across every major system. You have spent days working your way into the ship's core comms. A desperate gamble. You are trying to kill it, you say. Your voice echoes on the silent bridge. That is why you are failing. You do not understand what it wants. Prelate Vorn turns his glowing head towards a speaker. His chimes are weary. The infestation. We have no time for your primitive myths. But another voice answers. A younger, softer chime. It is the officer who watched you. Wait, the young Kalan says. Its section is still alive. It has power, it has life support. Logic dictates we must know how. All eyes turn to the young officer. It is a stunning breach of their protocol. A junior questioning the elders. But the logic is undeniable. You have survived. Their methods have failed. Desperation is a powerful motivator, even for a race that denies emotion. Prelate Vorn hesitates for a moment. The fate of his ship, the lives of his crew, weighed against the words of a creature he considers vermin. Speak, he chimes. The word hangs in the air. A concession. A surrender. You have their attention. Your impossible plan is their only hope. You cannot fight it, you explain over the comms. But maybe you can talk to it. The idea is absurd to them, utterly illogical. Talking to a gravitational anomaly, communicating with a creature that consumes stars. It sounds like madness, like a fairy tale from a primitive world. But your logic is simple. It is alive. All living things communicate. Your plan is desperate, dangerous. You propose a direct neural interface with the ship's primary systems, not through a console, not with a machine interface. You need to connect your mind, your organic, chaotic, human mind, to the hull itself. You want to feel what the ship is feeling. You want to use its dying systems as a voice, a way to speak to the star whale. The Kalan Science Council calls it suicide. The energy feedback would destroy your brain. The biological data transfer is impossible. But the young officer speaks again. Our methods have a 0% chance of success. This plan has a non-zero chance. Logic demands we try it. The council falls silent. The logic is brutal and correct. They agree. But they have no idea how to do it. Their technology is too precise, too sterile. It is not designed for a messy human brain. Just get me to the central consciousness core, you say. I will handle the rest. You guide them through your hidden tunnels. They follow you, these beings of light, through the dark and greasy world you call home. They see the life you have sustained with junk and ingenuity. For the first time, they are seeing you not as a pest, but as a possibility. You stand before the consciousness core. It is a vast, pulsating sphere of light and energy. The mind of the ship. It is weak now, fading. You hold a bundle of wires and crude electronics you have built. Your interface. It is a mess of soldered connections and raw power relays. It looks like a joke next to their elegant technology. A Kalon engineer looks at your device. Its chimes are soft with confusion. This should not work. You smile. A grim, tired smile. I know. You press the frayed ends of your wires against the core's access ports. There is no ceremony, no grand speech. You just close your eyes and throw the switch. Your mind is flooded, not with data, not with numbers, but with feeling. The raw, unfiltered terror of the ship. The immense, crushing loneliness of the star whale. You are no longer just you. You are the voice of the dying machine. Your consciousness expands. It flows through every wire and every plate of the hull. You are the ship. You feel the star whale's tendrils latched onto you. You feel the life draining away. But you also feel the creature itself, its immense age, its profound solitude. It is not evil. It is not malicious. It is just hungry and alone. You do not fight it. You do not send a blast of energy. You send a feeling, a memory. You remember standing on a green field under a yellow sun, the warmth on your skin, the smell of wet earth, a feeling of peace, a feeling of home. You push the memory outward, through the hull, into the creature. You offer it not a weapon, but a connection. The star whale recoils, not in pain, in surprise. It has consumed stars for eons. It has drifted through the silent void. It has never felt anything like this. This warmth, this sense of belonging. You are speaking to it in a language older than logic. The language of shared experience. The language of emotion. You do not sing a song of war. You offer a song of solace. A song in the iron. You share more of your human memories, the joy of discovery, the comfort of companionship, the simple pleasure of being alive. You are a tiny, fragile mind, but your experiences are a universe unto themselves. You are showing this ancient being what it means to be connected, what it means to not be alone. Slowly, incredibly, the energy drain lessens. The humming of fear in the ship's hull softens. It becomes a gentle, resonant purr. The star whale is not leaving. It is changing. It is learning. Its tendrils remain connected to the ship. But they are no longer feeding. They are communing. A new symbiosis is being born, one not of predator and prey, but of two lonely beings finding comfort in the dark. Your mind is stretched thin. The effort is immense. But you can feel the shift. The ship's systems begin to stabilize. The gray decay halts. A faint warmth returns to the cold metal. You have not defeated the creature. You have befriended it. You have calmed the great beast. And in doing so, you have saved everyone. You have saved your home. When you finally break the connection, you collapse. You are caught by the young Kalon officer. The bridge is silent. The elder ones stare at their sensor readings. The gravitational anomaly is stable. The ship's energy levels are rising. Your impossible, illogical plan has worked. You are no longer the ghost in the machine. You are the heart of the ship. The crew no longer sees a scavenger. They see their savior. Prelate Vorn approaches you. His light is soft, respectful. Your presence on this vessel was illogical, he chimes. But your absence would have been terminal. It is the highest praise a Kalon can offer. An admission that their perfect logic was flawed, that their worldview was incomplete. They give you a new name, not infestation, not anomaly. They call you the hull speaker, the one who speaks for the ship, the one who understands its soul. Your existence is no longer a secret to be hidden. It is a fact to be celebrated, a vital part of their new reality. They offer you quarters, real quarters, with a bed and fresh food. But you decline. Your place is here, in the hidden spaces, in the heart of old iron. That is your home. But you are no longer just a caretaker. You are a partner. You work with the Kalon engineers now. You translate the ship's groans and shudders into data they can understand. You teach them to feel the machine, to listen to its voice. You are the bridge between their logic and the ship's spirit. You are no longer hiding in the walls of your home. You have become its conscious will. The ship and the star whale live in harmony. The creature provides a new kind of energy, a living power that makes the ship stronger than ever before. It is a bond born of your human touch, your illogical, emotional, stubborn spirit. You still crawl through the ducts sometimes. It is where you feel most comfortable. You press your hand against a metal plate. You can feel the steady, calm rhythm of the ship, the gentle cosmic purr of the star whale outside, and your own heartbeat, steady and strong. You were a stowaway who found a home in a hull. Now, you are the soul of a living starship, and you are finally, truly home.